Welcome to Hopeful Tribe, folks, or welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. And if you've put on some weight since COVID, please know you're not alone.
Well, on the road to recovery, Julia Goodrich on the daunting challenge presented by pandemic snacking.
During the pandemic, 42% of us gained weight, 30 pounds on average. That probably comes as no surprise because our kitchens became 24-hour vending machines packed with snacks. As the Bay Area slowly moves back into a more normal life, many of us vow to return to a life of fitness and better eating habits.
I worked so hard to lose 60 pounds the year before COVID, and actually kept going a little bit into COVID. Uh, and then last fall, my weight started to go back up due to a combination of COVID stress and work stress and decreased activity. I packed on the pounds. I gained 25 pounds in the last year, and I'm here to take it off again. Plus, I was 9 pounds from my goal weight a year ago, so that's really 34 pounds that I'm in to lose. Are you with me? Just email me at hopefultribe@gmail.com. The way I fight health problems is with love because I feel like fighting any other way is counterproductive. For instance, with weight, if I'm going to go in really aggressively without regard for self love, I might go ahead and lose a bunch of weight. But from my experience, I'm going to put it right back on. So I might as well just go in with the love. But before we go into my recommitment to my healthy habits, I want to back up a little bit and take you back in my life and share a little bit about my body image journey. So, when I was a little baby until I was about 9 years old, I was a skinny little kid. I was always running around and singing and just very active. And I rarely wanted to stop to eat an entire meal. So I was a skinny kid. And then when I turned 10, and I got a little chubby. I think it was just hormonal balancing. And I probably wouldn't have even noticed, but my ballet teacher noticed, and she was very unhappy. She told me I'd never be a prima ballerina with that body. My father noticed and told me I needed to reduce and gave me the Mayo Clinic diet to try. Yeah, and that was the beginning of my body image issues. I started feeling really uncomfortable in my body and feeling like my body was wrong because it was bigger than some of the adults in my life wanted it to be. And when I got on the scale and saw that I weighed over 100 pounds, I thought I was gigantic. So this continued into my teens and got worse, progressively worse as I got older. I remember at 16 feeling like I was huge, like a gigantic cow. But the heaviest I ever got was 105. 105 is a perfectly normal weight for a person 5'0". I'm sorry. It was pretty serious body dysmorphia, I think. So I remember I got married when I was a freshman in college at 18 years old, and I was 105 still, and I thought I was huge, and I thought I was ugly, and fat, and After I got married, I had 2 kids in rapid succession. I got married at 18, then I had my first child at 19 and my second at 20. And I think I gained about 85 pounds during that second pregnancy, and I was pretty surprised that I could get up to 185. But as soon as I had those babies and got moving again, the weight just dropped off. It was not a big deal. But my opinion of my body was still very poor. I really didn't see that I was this beautiful young woman who was a perfectly normal weight. I really believed that I was huge still. At 21, I became a single mom. I discovered the joys of stress living and sleep deprivation. I was in school full time. I had a daycare and I had 2 babies that I was raising. And I think from then all the way into my mid 30s, I was just doing the best I could, uh, not really worrying about how healthy I was eating or how much I was moving. I was just trying to survive. And thankfully, until my mid 30s, I didn't have any weight problems, although my body image was poor. I was really a pretty healthy weight. In my mid 30s, during my second divorce, I started binge eating to cope. I would go into the kitchen at night and just grab food and start eating it. It was like I was watching somebody else do this. I couldn't stop. Um, and it wasn't every night, but it happened often enough that my weight started to go up. By my mid 40s, I had done enough therapy and spiritual work so that I started having an improved body image. I loved my body the way it was, even though it was obese and I did need to lose weight. And so I started working on improving my health and losing weight, but I struggled. I did every diet you could imagine, and I might lose weight for a while, but then I put it right back on. Um, Sometimes gaining more than I had lost. And I just went on this roller coaster of weight loss, up and down, and it was difficult. Finally, in my mid 50s, I had type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension, and I was still obese. And the type 2 diabetes was new, so I was really concerned. I had known a lot of people over the years with diabetes, and I really didn't want to go down that road if I didn't have to. So I did a literature research on what were good treatments for type 2 diabetes. And what I found was the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. And I went on YouTube and searched to see how to implement these things into my life. Because, yes, I believed these could work. And yes, I was willing to do them, but I had no idea how to implement them. So I found Ben Azadi on Keto Camp. Um, I found many people on the internet, on YouTube, willing to teach me how to implement fasting and keto into my life and improve my health. And I did it. I lost 60 pounds. I reversed my type 2 diabetes. My cholesterol went down. My blood pressure, which had been high since I was 17, finally stabilized. So now I think we're caught up to about a year ago when due to some COVID stress and some work stress and decreased activity, I regained some weight. And as of a year ago, I was 9 pounds from my goal weight. So with the 25, that makes 34 pounds that I still need to lose. Or at least I did need to lose until I started over again with my healthy habit recommitment plan. And after interviewing Benazati from Keto Camp and asking him for some advice, I created this plan so I had a good guide for how I was going to go ahead and recommit and lose the rest of this weight. The big why was one of the recommendations from Ben was that I needed a big why to keep me motivated. And the one I came up with was a healthier Sue can be of maximum service to herself and others. Because for me, the most important thing is to be of service. So the first 2 weeks, I need to review my why and my health affirmations every morning. Then I need to log my net carbs under 20 grams a day on Carb Manager 5 days a week. Then I need to fast at least 16 hours a day, 5 days a week. If I am not hungry or if I'm busy till it's been 18 or 20 hours, I'll push. But if I'm hungry at 16, I eat after 16. Then I need to flex up to 50 grams of carbs 1 day a week. I feel like this is going to help me make the transition from being too loose with my healthy habits to being more strict with my healthy habits. If I have 1 day a week for the first 2 weeks where I get to flex. Then I need to fast for 24 hours 1 day a week. Then I need to continue to do my yoga and a happy dance every morning. And I need to take at least an hour walk 3 times a week. Then I need to audit my environment and keep my stressors minimal. It's really important. Then I need to sleep well. I use a Fitbit that monitors my sleep. So I put in there that the sleep score should be above 80 most nights. Finally, I need to celebrate my wins. So that's the first 2 weeks of my healthy habit recommitment plan. And if you'd like to see the rest of it, I'll put it in a link in the video description. So what do you think of that? Right? Seems like a lot, right? But see, I was used to doing most of this already. I came up with this plan partially from advice from Benazati and partially from what's worked for me in the past. If you want to join me on this weight loss journey, I don't need you to be following the same plan. I just need you to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, create a plan and stick to it and hold yourself accountable to it. Part of why I'm doing this weight loss series is so that you guys can help hold me accountable. I can't think of a better way to be accountable than publicly. It's really easy to make a commitment privately and then change your mind a week or two in, right? But if I put this out here to my audience and then I flake, I'm going to feel really badly. So please help me stay accountable. I really want to get down to my goal weight. And the good news is that after just 1 week of following this new protocol, I have lost 3 pounds. 3 pounds. So I did as Ben told me, and I took myself to celebrate at a beautiful restaurant down in Jack London Square and had this gorgeous crab and avocado salad. hmm Celebrating your wins. That's a key component to succeeding in any change plan. Let's take a look at my health affirmations. Here are my health affirmations. I need to say these at least once a day. I am grateful for my healthy and whole body. My first priority is my health. It is natural for my body to be healthy and fit. When I fast, I am healing my body. When I eat nutrient dense, low carb, whole foods, I am healing my body. All of my actions are in harmony with my health. I easily sleep well every night and wake up refreshed. So, those are my health affirmations. And I think they're working. I think they're helping already. I like them. I really want to get these basics down and love myself enough to be healthy and fit and stay that way. Would you like that too? All right. If you want to join me on this weight loss journey, just email me at hopefultribe@gmail.com and I'll make sure that you're part of this journey. Okay. I wanted to make sure to share some of the self love tips that have helped me lose weight. Um, yeah. Self love tips help you lose weight? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. It's true. If we don't love ourselves, it's really hard to get ourselves to change any bad behavior. Self love tips for weight loss. Number one, encourage yourself every chance you get. As soon as you wake up, start encouraging yourself. Hey, you're doing great today. Hey, you look beautiful. Hey, you have been fasting for a long time, haven't you? Oh, we're going to have a delicious meal later on. Number two, commit only to goals that are loving and healthy. So, if you remember on my healthy habit recommitment plan, one of my goals was to log my carbs on Carb Manager 5 days a week. For me, that's not a big deal because until about a year ago, I was doing that every day and it just became a habit. And so, actually, a lot of my favorite foods are already in there, and it should be pretty easy to transition back to logging daily. Um, if this was my first time logging my food on an app, I would probably set the expectations lower. Like, how about once a week? I would log my carbs on Carb Manager, or 3 times a week if that felt doable. You understand? Number three, don't be too attached to the outcome. So I have these big plans. I wanted to lose 34 pounds, now 31. Uh, however, I'm very flexible about when I get to the goal weight. I've been working on it for 12 years, and yes, I would like to get there. However, I'm not going to set a hard deadline about which I'm going to be very upset. if I don't reach my goal weight by that date. I'm just not going to put that kind of pressure on myself because I know from experience that weight loss is a pretty unpredictable process. It doesn't always go linearly, and actually, usually it doesn't. And there's so many variables that can come up over time that can affect your weight loss, like stress levels. That's why auditing my environment is part of the plan. But I can't control everything that happens in the world. So I'm making a commitment to move towards my ideal weight. But I'm just not attached to when that happens. It's okay if it takes a while. I've got time. Number 4, be grateful for everything your body does for you. It's really easy if your body isn't ideal to get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and notice all the flaws. What I'm advocating is that instead of looking at the flaws, look at the good stuff. Like, look at you. You're able to stand up and look at me in the mirror. You're able to walk me over to the coffee pot to make me coffee. You're able to pick up this watering can to water the plants. Number 5, celebrate every small change, every small win. Celebrate, have as much fun as you can in this process because it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. The path has to be enjoyable, otherwise, you're not going to make it. So, those are my top 5 self love tips for weight loss, and I hope they're as helpful to you as they have been to me. I want to close with this poem that I found on the Body Dysmorphic Disorder Foundation website. I will link to that in the description too. It's written by a woman named Abigail, and it's called I Am Going to Love This Body. I am going to love this body. I am going to be in love with this body. No one can love this body more than me. I am precious, sexy, and beautiful. I accept my body. This love that I give you is inevitable and infinite. I am feminine like a rose. Beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. My body is a universal beauty, a wonder, and I am blessed to own it. You know what? I think I'm going to challenge myself in this next week to write a poem to my body. And I want to challenge you to do the same. And if you could email me your poems, I will share them on the next weight loss update. Thank you so much for coming to Hopeful Tribe. As always, if you want to see more information or schedule life coaching, please go to hopefultribe.com. Thanks so much for being here, Hopeful Tribe. I hope you feel loved and hopeful every day until I see you again.